We are on a mission to find Suzanne. We're searching everywhere, non-stop, for any clues that will lead us to her. Please help us get the word out by sharing this post, remembering her face, and being vigilant and aware. And please, if you see or hear anything, call the tip line immediately. 719-312-7530. Even the smallest tip could be the one that gets us closer. All who know Suzanne know her as the most beautiful person inside and out. She's selfless, caring, kind, and loving. Family and friends are tired and hurting, but we're strong and will not give up looking until she's found. Please help us keep Suzanne's photo out there. The more people who see, the better. Thanks for your support from the whole Morphew family. Again, the FBI tip line, 719-312-7530.
Those faces scared me. Hey everybody, this is Dusty Draper, and I am the host of the 321 report. Sorry. Stumbling already, right out of the gate. All right, I'm excited about this show. I've been preparing for this show for like 10 months, and I still, no matter how much I prepare for it, I still feel like I'm not even scratching the surface of what's going on with this case. And the case I'm talking about is the Suzanne Morphew case. And if you don't know what the Suzanne Morphew case is, I'm not even sure why you're even watching this. I'm just joking. But Suzanne Morphew, for those that don't know, if you don't know, she is a mother and a wife and a daughter and a sister and whatever else, friend, that went missing on Mother's Day last year, 2020. Supposedly, which I know is not true. Well, I'm pretty sure is not true, that they say she went missing from a bike ride, but I don't think that happened. Nobody saw her on the bike, and really weird things happened around that bicycle, and weird things were said in certain videos. I think y'all know which one I'm talking about. But like the direction of the tire, how it was facing and all that. But anyway, she went missing, and you're wondering, okay, how'd she go missing when it's Mother's Day? She should have had her loved ones around her, right? Possibly, yeah. Well, her two daughters were camping. We heard lots of stories about them being on a church camping trip. Then we heard a story about they were with their aunt on a camping trip, and maybe even heard some rumors that they were with their cousin Trevor and his wife Sarah on a camping trip. And they were supposed to be in Idaho on this camping trip. My first question, I'm going to ask a lot of questions tonight, because you know what questions do? They keep me out of trouble. The way the questions keep me out of trouble is if I'm asking the question and I'm not giving you like my opinion or my theory, then it's just a question, right? So I get around all that people being, well, maybe not them being mad at me, but people being able to sue me or whatever. So, all right. So, I I don't even know where to start, but I've got all these cards, plus books, plus other cards, plus videos, plus pictures. I don't know if you guys saw this. Those who weren't here, I'm going to play this real quick. Just a little bit of it.
We are on a mission to find Suzanne. We're searching everywhere, nonstop, for any clues that will lead us to her. Please help us get the word out by sharing this post, remembering her face, and being vigilant and aware. And please, if you see or hear anything...
Okay, I'll play the rest in a little bit, but I even said his name wrong again. So apparently, Trevor's last name is not Noel, even though it's spelled like the first. It's Noel, apparently. If you notice what his name is on, well, this character's name is that I created.
We are on a mission to find Suzanne.
Never troll.
We are on a mission to find Suzanne. We're searching everywhere,
You know, this is a real quote or a real statement from Trevor that came out, I think, a day before Barry's plea video. And he put this out. This is legit. And in there, he says, "We won't give up. We won't quit looking." I could tell you when they quit looking. And it wasn't long. So, something happened. Well, I'm going to get there. Back up. I'm trying to get ahead of myself. So, I'm going to start with card number 1. Because I put a 1 right there. So I know it's card number 1. It says, "When was Suzanne really..." Because we know Barry said he saw her asleep. But when was she really last seen alive? Or when was she actually heard on the phone by somebody who legitimately would know they're talking to Suzanne? Like a best friend or a family member or her daughters or whatever. So I spoke to a friend today through a chat message because I asked this question on my group. I started a group on Facebook. So if you want to go join that, it's the 321 Report, True Crime and Human Behavior group. Because there's a lot. I'm really digging this human behavior stuff. Some of it's really like deviant behavior. But I'm trying to figure out why people do the things they do, why they tick the way they tick. So she told me today, this friend of mine, I'm not going to say her name because I didn't ask her, but she said that Andy spoke to, and I heard this before, but she reminded me of this. Andy spoke to Suzanne, said he spoke to Suzanne on her birthday, which is April 30th. So we know that. I mean, I trust that Andy wouldn't lie about that or make that up or whatever. Why would he? So we're going to say that's verified. Then we have reports that her best friend Sheila, I know some people may not say her name, but I'm getting to the point in this case where if you don't know somebody's name by now, or if you don't want your name out there connected to this case, I mean, we got to shake things up, folks. I mean, I feel for Sheila. I know she's really great friends with Suzanne. And I feel for her. And that's why I haven't, Tyson and I reached out to her when we were in Indiana. And we didn't hear back from her. So after that, we just kind of left her alone. And we didn't pursue any of that because really, what could she tell us that we didn't already know as far as the last time she spoke to her? So I heard that I was hoping that I would hear that Sheila talked to her on the phone, but I heard that she actually was texting her And that, I mean, that I know that she probably would know if it's Suzanne texting her or not, or if it was somebody trying to pretend to be Suzanne. But it's hard to verify somebody texting somebody, so if it's really them or not. All right, so as far as I know, the last verified person to talk to Suzanne or see her alive was April 30th. If any of you have any other dates, I would love to hear them. I haven't heard anything else yet. So, all right. So, I'm not going to, this is part one of probably a pretty long series of videos that I'm going to do on this timeline. And I'm calling it the Morphew family timeline, but there's a few people that aren't related that are going to be in this timeline because they intersected with the Morphew family. So, anyway, we don't have a whole lot, if any. I was looking today and many other days, and I'm trying to find social media posts from the daughters, the M&M sisters, I'll call them. So I'm going to use one of their names a lot. But so I'm going to go back to that camping trip that supposedly they took. And well, I won't say supposedly because I'm pretty sure they went camping somewhere, but it's not, I have no proof whatsoever that it was anywhere besides Utah. And I'll show you why I'm saying that. So I'm going to start May 4th. Let's start on May 4th. I got so many pictures, it's going to take me a minute to find them, folks. So bear with me. And I might have to share this screen right here. This is a Microsoft whiteboard, is what they call it. So it's pretty handy. I don't really know how to use it all that great yet, but I'm going to figure it out. All right, so I got a lot of stuff on here. So the way I look at it is, if you don't want pictures of yourself in your underwear on the internet, don't post them on there, or don't let somebody take them of you. But all right, I didn't have time to censor that or whatever, but So anyway, this right here, look, I don't even know how to use this that good because my date stayed behind. So here's May 4th. So this is a video, actually, and I could probably pull that video up, to be honest with you. So let me see if I can pull it up. But while I'm pulling it up, I can tell you this about it. This is Mallory and her roommate Holly in this video. And it says right here, gosh darn thankful for a sweet home life. So what does that tell you? They're at home, right? My date disappeared again. Well, anyway, it's May 4th. Oh, I don't know how to connect that to there yet. But so May 4th, they're at their house. They live in Gunnison, or I think it's Gunnison, but it's near the Western Colorado University. There's a ski resort there around Crested Butte. And so that's going to come into play too a lot in this timeline, that Crested Butte area. So they're over here acting goofy and doing whatever, taking weird videos, doing what girls do, I guess, young ladies do. And anyway, so we're establishing where they were at certain times. So May 4th, they're at home, Gunnison, Colorado. And the way I know that's May 4th is because if you go over here, I can't do it on here, but let me pull this other screen up. I'm going to share another screen. Hold on. So that guy right there, yeah, that's Holly's dad, apparently. So here's the video. You're not going to be able to hear the sound, but, there you go. All right, so May 4th. The reason I know it's May 4th, I'll show you right here. I'm not going to watch that video again, but if you hover over this, how come you can't see it on your screen? Well, apparently you can't see it on your screen, but I swear it's right here. It's hovering on mine, so May 4th, 2020, I don't know. Well, if you want to go to Instagram and check it out, you can, but yeah. So let me get back to my whiteboard screen. I promise I can see it. I can't show it, apparently. So May 4th. That's where we're at. Okay. I don't have anything for May 5th. And by the way, May 4th is a Monday, the Monday before Suzanne went missing. Okay? And you can also, I'm also giving you a baseline of what these girls act like before their mom went missing. So you can see if there's a contrast after she goes missing. So we'll see. All right. So we're going to move to May 6th. And of course, my thing didn't pull up over here. There it is. So this is how I know nobody else went with them, except Macy, the younger Morphew. She's with them. And the reason I know that is because there's a video at this sign in the same place. And I'll go show it to you in a minute. But it says, "Don't worry, folks. It's just us, a truck in the wilderness." And this is the Utah sign entering Utah from Colorado. Okay? May 6th. So, gosh, I forgot where it's at. She got so much stuff on here. Maybe it's right here. So there it is on there. All right. Anyway, I'm not going to show you the video, but there's a video on there. It's this right here. And conveniently, I clipped out Macy. She's on the side over here. It said, and this is Holly writing this, says, "This morning I turned in my last college assignment of ever." Okay. What a rush. To celebrate, we were off on a little camping road trip. So they're on a camping road trip, right? No church, camping, none of that crap everybody was saying. I mean, I think Barry was trying to float that narrative out there. So, all right, that's May 6th also. All that work to put those on there, and they're not even going to stay. All right, so we're at May 6th. Let me grab this one. Okay, May 6th. All right. So May 7th. I'm going to skip May 7th right now because I know this one right here is May 8th. So this is 2 days before Suzanne goes missing. And what this is this is the girl. This is also from a video. I'm going to get a better here. I got a better one over here. Let's stop sharing this for a minute. I know this feels like it's all discombobulated, but I promise it's going to make some sense. So here is a picture of it. And if you hovered over this on Instagram, the 44 weeks up there, you'll see what it is. So a lot of people said, "Oh, that's in Idaho. That's there." Well, it ain't in Idaho. And when I was watching this, I thought, man, that looks familiar. I've seen that before somewhere. So I got to thinking, okay, so I Googled lakes in Utah because I know they were in Utah because I saw the sign. So And I said at sunset. And I came up with the Great Salt Lake. And I thought, oh, yeah. So I sent the pictures to my cousin, Caitlin, who is Charlin's daughter. Caitlin was on the show, episode 21, talking about her brother passing away. And she lives up there in Utah. And when I went up there to visit one time, she took me to this place called Antelope Island. And it looked a lot like this. And so I was like, man, I've seen that somewhere before. So I didn't tell Caitlin anything about this. I just said, hey, does this look familiar to you? Can you tell me where this is? And she said, that sure looks like Salt Lake to me. So if you look at this horizon, and then look at the little mountain, and then look in this picture. I mean, if you just look at the angle a little bit different, I mean, it's obviously taken from higher up in that one, but I've got some other ones. Here's some more right next to each other. I mean, that's the same freaking place. So, all right. So that other one was taken on May 8th. This one was taken on May 7th. So I don't know if they took them on May 7th. They took them at least on May 7th or before May 7th, because this one right here says May 7th, 2020, and it says 9:40 p.m. Well, it says 9:40 p.m. because I pulled it up in Central Time. So if you pulled it up in, let's say, England, it would say that time on there. But anyway, what I have here, I looked up the sunset times for Salt Lake on May 7th, 2020, and it says 8:31. So I'm an hour ahead, so that would have been 8:40 right here. So I would say if you take the picture, then go post it, that's about 10 minutes. I'd say that lines up pretty good. I don't know about you guys, but to me, that's the same spot. I mean, come on. So we know that they were at least at Salt Lake on May 7th, 2020, right? The Great Salt Lake. Okay. So I'm going to rule out Idaho ever being in the picture, and I'm going to tell you why. They're on May 7th, at least, and that other one said May 8th, so could be May 8th. At least May 7th, they're in Utah, and it's like 9 o'clock at night. So you think they're going to drive? I mean, they could, but I'm just saying it's not likely they're going to keep driving and go to Idaho. And why would you, if they stayed the night there, and then all of a sudden it's the 8th, right? Excuse me. So you're going to drive from Salt Lake to Idaho, stay one day, and then drive all the way back after you've already taken, so that they were at the sign on May 6th, right? They've already taken a day or 2 days just to get to Salt Lake. Then they're going to go all the way. They're going to keep going to Idaho, and then they're going to turn around and drive all the way back to Colorado the next day. Come on. That makes no sense. None whatsoever. They didn't go to Idaho. I'm sorry. I know a lot of you people believe that because you argue with me sometimes when I say there was no church camping trip. One guy tried to tell me, hey, I didn't say it. The Daily Mail said it. Okay, well, you're saying the Daily Mail said it like it's fact. They're wrong, so you're wrong. So, I mean, you can't point stuff out to people when they think they're right because they won't listen to you. They won't listen to the facts even when you put them right in front of their face. So, anyway, I'm just going to say, I'm not going to say it's a fact that they didn't go to Idaho, but I highly doubt that they went anywhere near Idaho. The closest they got to Idaho was Salt Lake, the Great Salt Lake. the next pictures I got, I think, are key. And I think they'll back up what I'm saying right now. Okay. I'm holding you all in suspense, ain't I? Okay. So I got to go back to my old trusty whiteboard that I don't know how to run. So, okay. All right. So what I'm going to show you here, this picture right here, I think is really interesting. And I'll tell you why. So this is from Holly's. There's some kind of VCSO or VSCO or something that you can post little clips of videos or pictures or whatever. And her Holly's was attached to her Instagram. So, all right. So this picture right here, this was definitely not taken in Utah. This was taken right around where Holly and Mallory live, by Crested Butte. And if you don't believe me, go Google it and you'll find tons of pictures that look exactly like this, with these flowers and these mountains. There's a river running by it. I could pinpoint on a map exactly where this place is because I researched it. And there's another picture that they have in the same place. And right in the back, you can, I wish I would have pulled it up, but right in the back, you can see a ski lift. And there's a ski resort right by Crested Butte. I'm not saying that means it's the only ski lift that they would have been there, but it's, I mean, this is the place. They posted many, many pictures here on their Instagram. Well, not theirs, but Holly's, or on this thing, the VCSO or VSCO. I don't know what it is. But anyway, the interesting part is right down here. The date, May 9th, 2020, 7:25 p.m. All right. So let's say they were at Salt Lake on May 7th, right? And I know there's going to be people, I know what you're going to say, some of you. They're going to say, well, you can post pictures, you can take them and then post them, and that's what it's going to say. All right, tell me this. If that's the case, Holly takes tons of pictures of everything and videos. The last picture that they took, or the last video they took on that trip, was the one I showed you at Salt Lake. There was nothing else. And there might have been something before and they erased it for some reason, but right now, there's nothing else. This is the next thing that has the Morphew girls in it, is this. So you're telling me, okay, this Holly's on this trip, right? And she goes, oh, well, I got this old picture that I took some other time, and I'm going to post it on May 9th at 7:25 p.m. while I'm on this camping trip. When she could have posted like what they're doing right then. Like, why would they post this picture at that time? That doesn't make any sense either. Okay? So they're back in Colorado on May 9th. I mean, that's what it looks like. I mean, if somebody's got proof otherwise, I'd like to see it. Show me something. Show me a receipt from a gas station. Show me a picture from Idaho. Show me something from Utah on May 9th. That ain't there. Like, I've looked everywhere. And if you're going to say, well, this might be Utah. Okay, well, it's not. But if you want to find where that is, I can show you where it is. But I bet you can't show me otherwise, because I've really put in a lot of work researching this. That's Gunnison or Crested Butte or whatever you want to call it. That's right by their house. I'm not kidding. That's where they are. I mean, I could go on there and show you a bunch of other pictures of them at this place if you want me to. Why don't I? Let me try that. And a lot of you might be saying, oh, he's picking on those girls. They lost their mom. I mean, I'm not picking on anybody. I'm going where the evidence takes me. So I'm sorry I showed that girl. I don't know who that is, but she's on this page, so whatever. It's not like I'm purposely trying to show people. Okay, well, there's one right there. Same place, same outfit, actually. When was this? Yep. Just going to try to show y'all. I'm going to try to find some of those spots where they're at. Other times. Might take me a minute. Whoop. I don't know if that's the same spot. That is. Same spot. Same flowers. July 7th, 2019. That's Mallory. That's Macy. All right. So let me see if we can get some more. Right there. There's another one. So they go to Utah and get all these pictures. I mean, come on. See that river that runs like that? Go look up a map of Crested Butte or Gunnison. You're going to see this river right here. The same river that those girls are standing next to in that other picture or that video, screenshot of a video. And this was July 8th, 2020. All right, I think I proved my point, but anyway. Whoops. All right. So I don't know why she hasn't made that private yet because, I mean, it's a wealth of information. So what I'm trying to tell y'all, I think you know what I'm trying to tell you. Those girls were back on at least on May 9th. And I would say they probably left on the 8th and came home. But I don't know that. I'm just guessing. So we're on May 9th now. The girls are back in Colorado. So if they're back in Colorado, why were they late getting home to see Suzanne on Mother's Day? I don't know. That's one of the questions I'm asking today. That doesn't make any sense. I want people to come out and tell me that I'm wrong. I would love that. Because I would like to figure out what really happened. I want to know the truth. And that's what I'm trying to get at here. I'm not trying to bash anybody. I'm trying to get to the truth. So, all right. We're on May 9th. This is the day, this is a Saturday, the day before Suzanne went missing. There's a video. Let me see if I can get it up. There's a video of Morgan Gentile. Morgan Gentile is a contractor that worked with Barry Morphew. She worked with him a lot. She even said that in her interview. She said, I worked with him for a long time. And, anyway, if you haven't seen the interview, you should go watch it. I might have it on here, but let me see. See if I can find it. because it's very interesting and I would like to show it. But anyway, one thing she talks about is May 9th, and she said that actually, if you back up to May 8th, where'd my May 8th go? Oh, all right, we're going to back up just a second because I want to talk a little bit about hold on a second. This thing always gets wonky on me, this hard drive. All right, so May 8th, Morgan said that Barry started working at the beach side. If you don't know what the beach side is, there was this place by a river. It was a construction site Barry was working at. And Morgan was working with him. It was off County Road 105 east of Salida. So the reason I bring that up is because she said that he started working there that evening, Friday, May 8th. She said, and I thought that was really weird. Why would he start working there in the evening? It's just strange. But anyway, that's beside the point. But she said that he started working there that night. And then the next day, she went and helped him. And he asked her to clean up the site where he put some sand. She wanted him to level it out. So he put dirt and sand and stuff there. I don't know if he did it the 8th or the 9th, but he put it there. And she said she said he wanted her to make it look like a beach, like sand and not muck, is what she said. So he wanted her to make, in her words, she said, make it flat, 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 is what she said. So I'm still looking for that video. I could say, she could say it way better than I could. Here's a video. I don't know if it's the right one, but.
Open the door, and I mean, like, the chlorine hit you, and you're like, my eyes started watering and burning, and like the towel.
Nope, wrong video. Well, that's her. That's Morgan. So. That was a chopped up part of it. I don't know where the rest of it is, but let me see. So anyway, she was working there with him, and she said he was acting really weird on Saturday. She said he didn't really seem like he was real anxious and whatever, acting weird. So what she said was that he let her go. I think it was at 11, either 11 or 1. I can't remember. I want to play the video and show you, but don't know where it is. But anyway, so she said either 11 or 1, he said to go home. And the reason he gave was because he had to go hiking or biking and make the wife happy, is what he said. Talking about Suzanne. Yeah, sorry, I keep stopping talking because I'm trying to see if I have that video. Let me see if this is it.
Nearly 4 months since anyone has seen missing Chaffee County mother Suzanne Morphew. Today, the sheriff's office
Can y'all hear that?
New information.
In a press release, the sheriff acknowledging 2 months have passed since his last update, but said his investigative team has not lost focus.
The sheriff says the team has conducted hundreds of interviews both in Colorado and out of state, and that their sole focus is either finding Suzanne or determining the circumstances behind her disappearance.
Fox 21's Lauren Sharp is live in the studio now. Lauren, these explosive headlines brought this case back on everyone's mind.
Daniela, face-to-face and on the phone, I spoke with Barry Morphew, giving me his side of the story on the record for the first time. This after a man he used for
This isn't the
contract
right
work
video, but
spoke out about what he found in a hotel room Barry had used the weekend of Suzanne's disappearance. Tonight, exclusive interviews with both men. So I want to do this on record. Tell me your side of the story, Barry.
Listen. Jeff Puckett was in prison for 9 years.
Still, Barry had hired Puckett for a project in Broomfield, fixing a wall on what turned out to be the weekend his wife, Suzanne, was reported missing.
So I said, listen, I need to do this job. I will pay you good money to come and help me. I gave him a job and an opportunity. They all jumped on it.
Barry said he'd been planning the project for a month.
That had nothing to do with Suzanne missing.
And Barry paid for Puckett's room, but didn't stay.
And that's why he had to leave for family emergency on Sunday night.
Puckett says he walked into the room set aside for him, and it looked like Barry had spent time inside at some point as well.
Like he wasn't there long. It was bought. The bed wasn't hardly slept in, but I wasn't laid in or nothing. It was just kind of like laid on or something maybe. Maybe got in there, took a shower. And
he sounds like Boomhauer
but he
from
said something
King of the
was
Hill.
off, a distinct smell. Describe what the room smelled like.
Chlorine. I mean, I'm not going to beat around the bush. It smelled real strong, and I'm like, damn.
You tell me that.
And the next morning, a discovery that just didn't sit right. A piece of mail in the trash inside the room addressed to Barry.
Well, I found the mail the next morning, but it just kind of like, this looks like an alibi, you know what I'm
They
saying?
need captions for this guy.
Fox 21 News is the only news outlet that's talked with Barry Morphew.
Only thing I understood was
when
chlorine.
he got the news about Suzanne, he left in a hurry.
I rushed home, left all my tools at the hotel, called my workers, and said, I've got a family emergency. You're going to have to figure this out on your own.
But Puckett says
but nothing to work with.
The crew was left high and dry, and the wall couldn't be completed.
When as far as the dirt to put down there, put it behind the wall. Once you build it up, you got to run a layer block, do dirt, get inspected, and then keep continuing on to the next layer. And then but nothing like that to work with. And it kind of pissed me off, so I come on back.
Puckett says he turned what he found over to authorities.
I mean, it's either foul play or an alien got her. I mean, we know aliens, that's kind of far-fetched.
Wait a minute. Wait. Did he just say either foul play or an alien got her? I think I finally figured out what he said. All right, hold on a second. I got to go back. I saw the comments. Somebody said I took something off their page. Who? I don't even know where your page is, Mystic Firefly. I didn't take nothing off your page. We might have got the same info if you're talking about me, but I don't know where your page is, really. So I did a lot of research. I'm not stealing stuff from people. So anyway, just FYI.
News, he's not worried about anything left behind in that room.
I didn't do nothing wrong in the hotel. There's cameras all over that place. I did nothing wrong.
Noting even he had noticed the smell of
did you notice that he said, I did nothing wrong in the hotel? So what about outside the hotel? Did you do anything wrong?
I did not go to the pool, and I did not get chlorine. I'm sure that they washed the rooms with that for the COVID. I don't know. I smelled it too when I was in there.
The hotel says its pool isn't even open, an effect of ongoing coronavirus restrictions. The hotel also says it uses peroxide multi-purpose cleaner in its rooms. But another question involving odor, following a search of the Morphew family home.
From what I understood, secondhand, they said there was an overwhelming smell of bleach in the home.
That information apparently was relayed by initial investigators.
I've heard the FBI lie, and I know they can legally do that in their investigations, but it just pains me to know that.
Hold on. You can keep saying it's cool, but I really don't even know what page you're talking about. I didn't take anything from a page of yours, okay? It's starting to really tick me off that you're even saying that, and that you're saying you've created a great wealth for me to. Did you create Holly's Instagram? Did you create all that other stuff? Did you create? I mean, I went to Salida. I flew drones over the house. I mean, come on. You could say it's cool, but it isn't cool because I didn't do it. Mods, help me out. You blew my name on live, Dusty, and used my name on Trevor Noel's page. No, I don't know what you're talking about, but maybe. Okay. Yeah. That's why I don't want to read the comments. I don't know what Trevor Noel's page. I don't even know where Trevor Noel's page is. I don't even know what you're talking about. Anyway. All right. Now that I'm done getting sidetracked. Good grief. Hey, mods, just get her out of here. I'm about over her right now. Yeah. Anyway. So everyone, just before I move on, everyone, Mystic Firefly is only one that looks up information, and she's the only well to go to get this information, just to let you know, okay? And if you have anything else, then, she probably thought of it first, even if she didn't post it. So anyway, okay, moving on. Here's the rest of this.
They are doing this to me and my family.
They did ask us, why can't we find any coolers at that house? And I said, well, I have no idea. I wouldn't know how many they had to begin with, but I'd have to assume as a hunter and a guy that maybe camps, he would have a few, and they couldn't find a single one.
The Morphew property has been searched multiple times with 2 separate sealed search warrants, and no arrests or person of interest have been named.
Put it on record, Barry, right now. If people think that you did it, what would you tell them?
Absolutely not. I love my wife. I would never hurt my wife. She is the light of my and my daughter's lives. I'm sure.
This looks like an alibi, you know what I'm saying? That's just the way the things were.
Fox 21 News is the only news outlet that's talked with Barry Morphew. He says when he got the news about Suzanne, he left in a hurry.
I rushed home.
I backed up because I saw Martin comment. Where are you at? I'm not sure what video you're talking about, Martin, but anyway. If it's this one, I just went back. So anyway, I'm going to take this off here. I got sidetracked a little bit. Sorry about that, guys. I worked really hard at this, so I just got a little bit annoyed, and I need to control how I act. But anyway, so what I was trying to find really was where Morgan was talking about this site. But then there was another thing that happened on this night. Mary Branson, she lives near this construction site. If y'all remember her, she was an elderly lady that was asleep, and she got woke up by some machinery running. And it was like the middle of the night, for middle of the night for an older lady might be, 10, 11, but still, it's after dark, it's, nighttime. So anyway, what was going on there? What do you think was going on in the middle of the night on May 9th? I don't know. And there was a little bit of question about that because she couldn't remember if it was the night before or like the 8th or the 9th. But Anyway, it was one of those 2 days. She said it was on the weekend. All right. So we're up to May 10th. So what do we know for a fact about May 10th? We know Barry was in Broomfield, and what he said happened was that he got up and left at about 5 o'clock to head to Broomfield to work on that job or to get the job set up. Andy Mormon said on Dr. Phil that one of the workers, who I think is Morgan, said that he was calling her driving down the road at 4 a.m. So he couldn't have seen Suzanne alive or asleep at 5 a.m. if he's driving down the road, is what he said. So here's him saying that.
You may or may not know that I'm trained in forensic psychology, and I've learned to go back and find out that there's a link in every chain. And this took place on Mother's Day weekend, and that he left on Sunday to go to Denver to work on a job. Would you expect that to be part of that relationship, or him to take off and her to go riding a bicycle on Mother's Day?
No, it doesn't sound anywhere near normal to me. And like I said, the EVI information on his truck didn't line up, Phil. He said he saw her at 5 a.m., and he did not.
And how do you know that?
Testimony from an employee that he was rambling down the road, texting people at 4 in the morning, trying to get them to go to Broomfield.
So
can't be at home at 5.
And talking to somebody on the road at 4.
Right.
So that the timeline doesn't add up at all.
No, not at all.
I mean, we was really upset that first night. But I was in Denver, so
oh, you were?
I didn't get here until 9 o'clock that night.
You were?
I didn't get here until 9 o'clock that night.
Why? 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 Why?
I forgot that ending was on there. That's funny. Yeah, why didn't he get home until 9 o'clock that night? That's weird. I don't think that he found out quite a bit earlier than that Suzanne was missing. Why did it take him so long? That's a good question. Strange. All right, so he's in Broomfield. All that stuff happened that Jeff Puckett talked about the room smelling like chlorine. Even Barry said it did. Let me play the end of that, I guess.
Left all my tools at the hotel, called my workers, and said, I've got a family emergency. You're going to have to figure this out on your own.
But Puckett says
But nothing to work with.
the crew was left high
He said,
and
"We
dry,
have nothing to
and
work
the
with."
wall
I'm gonna
couldn't be
translate.
completed.
When as far as the dirt to put down there, put it behind the wall. Once you build it up, you got to you run a layer block, do your dirt, get inspected,
Something
and
about
then
dirt.
keep continuing on to the next layer. And then wasn't nothing like that to work with. And I got it kind of pissed me off, so I come on back.
Puckett
said the
says
P
he
word.
turned what he found over to authorities.
I mean, it's either foul play or an alien got her. I mean, we
That's
know
my
aliens,
favorite part.
That's kind of far-fetched.
Barry told Fox
Yeah, that
21
is
News he's not
far-fetched.
worried about
Jeff.
anything left behind in that room.
I didn't do nothing wrong in the hotel. There's cameras all over that place. I did nothing wrong.
Noting even he had noticed the smell of chlorine but shrugged it off.
I did not go to the pool, and I did not get chlorine. I'm sure that they washed their rooms with that for the COVID. I don't know. I smelled it too when I was in there.
The hotel says its pool isn't even open, an effect of ongoing coronavirus restrictions. The hotel also says it uses peroxide multi-purpose cleaner in its rooms. But another question involving odor, following a search of the Morphew family home.
From what I understood, secondhand, they said there was an overwhelming smell of bleach in the home.
That information apparently was relayed by initial investigators.
I've heard the FBI lie, and I know they can legally do that in their investigations, but it just pains me to know that they are doing this to me and my family.
They did ask us, why can't we find any coolers at that house? And I said, well, I have no idea. I wouldn't know how many they had to begin with, but I'd have to assume as a hunter and a guy that maybe camps, he would have a few. and they couldn't find a single one.
The Morphew property has been searched multiple times with 2 separate sealed search warrants, and no arrests or person of interest have been named.
Put it on record, Barry, right now. If people think that you did it, what would you tell them?
Absolutely not. I love my wife. I would never hurt my wife. She is the light of my and my daughter's lives.
The Chaffee County Sheriff's Office is the lead agency on this case. I personally have made several attempts to open the lines of communication with Sheriff Speasy. He hasn't returned any of my calls. Next week on Fox 21 News, we'll tell you what's being called into question and why, guys.
All right. So, gosh, you notice that he never said Suzanne's name in there. The only time I've ever heard Barry say Suzanne's name is in that one video. Oh, Suzanne, and then nothing. He didn't say it once when Tyson filmed him. He didn't say it once in any of these interviews. No, it's weird. So anyway. So, got a few other things, weird things that happened around the 10th. Sorry, I keep clearing my throat right there in that. Oh, let me back up. No, actually, this is on. Never mind. I'm not going to back up because I'm not there yet. All right. So, May 10th. I don't know if you can see this, but this is from Mallory Morphew's Venmo, and it says she paid JP Forboard for Man Week on May 10th, 2020. I don't know what Man Week is, but so I don't know. This just caught my interest. Also, this Emily EADS paid JP Forboard on May 11th for groceries. All right. So I know that her and Mallory trade money back and forth on Venmo a lot. I'm not sure if she's one of the roommates or what, but anyway, just thought I'd throw that out there. So, what happened? According to Barry, what happened when Tyson filmed Barry, he had all kinds of theories. And we all can probably remember them: mountain lions, abductions, whatever. And bike crash. But he said a lot of strange things during that. You should go watch it. If you haven't seen it already, I've seen it about 100 times. But it's really super interesting to hear him talking. So his wife's missing, and he's talking about her getting drug off by a mountain lion, which is really, really weird, strange, morbid, if you want to say. So, yeah. I am going to grab something real quick out of here, out of one of my files. I can find it. All right, here it is. Okay. So I typed up a transcript for Tyson's video with Barry. And I want to go through a couple of these things. So one of the first things he says to Tyson is there's a $210,000 reward. He didn't mention that it was for a safe return. And I wonder why they haven't changed the terms of that yet. Really strange. But anyway, so Barry tells him the bike was found at the bottom of the hill by that tree where the pink is. Him and Tyson walked up there because he wanted to show Tyson where it was found. Tyson says, "Oh, really?" And Barry says, the first night there was a mountain lion the officer seen. They walked by the cars, so we thought maybe she got attacked by a lion. We thought maybe she wrecked coming down the hill, car coming around the corner fast, and maybe was disoriented and got in the river. I mean, come on, dude. She's just going to get disoriented and wander around and, oh, there's a river, fall in that and just get taken away and there's no trace of her. That river to Never Land, I guess. It says, we've covered this, all of this around the corner, or sorry. We've covered this, all of this, really good. This triangle was search and rescue. He's pointing like doing this and over Monarch and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, he says, so we're pretty comfortable that she's not in this triangle between the RV park, your truck, this road, and the next road. But what seems to have happened from the investigators, and they don't give much, and I've got private people working for me, is maybe she was abducted right here. And they found an article going west of hers. They won't tell us what it is, so they sent another team after they found the article. They covered this hillside all the way down to the river pretty good. My concerns were this way and that way if it was the cat. Because the cats, they drag their prey up the mountain and out of people's. We can't find sign for the cat, but we got rain. So everything he just said about a mountain lion is bogus. If you go watch Profiling Evil's video about mountain lions, they do the total opposite of what he said. They don't drag their prey uphill, and they don't do. You're going to see signs of a mountain lion attack. You're going to see blood. You're going to see torn clothes. You're going to see something. So that's ridiculous. You don't get Mike King talking about that. He gets fired up. He thinks it's the most ridiculous thing ever, and I agree. So here's the key to Barry talking to Tyson, in my opinion. Just these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 words right here that he did not mean to say. So Tyson asked him, so they found her bike just right against that tree down there? And Barry says, well, no, it was on the ground. Tyson says, oh. And then Barry says the 7 words. The wheel was facing and then he changes his. So he was going to say how the wheel was facing. Well, how the heck would he know what way the wheel was facing? He didn't get home till 9 o'clock. How did he know? Anyway, the sheriff's department, they screwed everything up. They shouldn't have touched it. Left its evidence. They pulled it up, and we had cars over there. Well, the sheriff let everybody drive through here, covering all or messing up all the evidence. They were walking all over this area, which if somebody abducted her, they would have had foot tracks. They would have fingerprints on the bike. And they're like, they let 10 other people touch the bike. How does he know that? Oh, yeah, George was there. Conveniently, George was on the scene. George Davis. He's been like a ghost in this thing. Like his name comes up, but you hardly ever hear from him or see him or whatever. Anyway. So it must have been really hard for Barry to act like he was mad about them messing up the evidence. They did him a favor, in my opinion. But anyway, so the day before this happened, Tyson was walking around. He had a video of it. He was walking around. It was raining and doing different things, and he sees Barry drive by. And he said Barry looked all anxious and wet and all this stuff, so he didn't know what he was up to. Here's a picture of Barry driving by. Right there, if you look really close, I believe that's gray hair right there. If you look really close. But I got a close-up. And here's what I found. Yeah, it's just kidding. But I do think that's Shirley in there because Barry's mom, because she was driving around with him the next day. So it would make sense that she was there that day driving around with him. But you guys get a good gander at that. She was happy to see Tyson. So, all right. So where are we at? We're at May 10th. We kind of skipped forward when Tyson met Barry. That was May 31st, but I wanted to give you some of his version of what happened or what he said happened. So, but I did want to talk about this because it comes up a lot, and that is the GoFundMe. That really comes up quite a bit when talking about this case. And surprisingly, or not surprisingly, I don't know, but however you want to look at it, it's still active. And at least Google's telling the truth. It says fundraiser for Mallory Morphew by Trevor Noel. If you search for Suzanne Morphew, this is what comes up. You click on this link here, and it actually goes to this. Please help find Suzanne and get her home safely. So they've raised $33,502. I heard Mike King say, and he was pretty close to Andy during all this. He said that Andy asked for some of that money to help for the search, and he was denied. So, yeah. So, is it? Is this what it's for, to help him find Suzanne and get her home safely? I don't know. It said that they were supposed to keep a, log of everything they're going to do. But I haven't seen any of it. So Trevor Noel started it, and he started it May 13th, believe it or not. 3 days took him. And Mallory Morphew is the beneficiary. It used to be Shirley. They changed it. Then you got Mallory's boyfriend down here, Joseph Forbord, and Barry are the team members. I don't know what you do on a team. Each of you, it says created May 13th right there. So does the GoFundMe team, do they team up to help spend the money, or what do they do? Really crazy. So here's I'm looking for something. So y'all remember this note? Baby blue bike helmet, biker's clothing. So apparently, I think it was May 11th, the day after Suzanne went missing, that Barry was lurking around this building. One report says that he was looking in the dumpsters. Another report, this lady says that he knocked on the window at a market or something and asked about Suzanne, and this lady asked him to write down a description. So to describe Suzanne, he says he didn't write down anything, what she looked like or anything. He wrote down baby blue bike helmet. So I don't know if that's baby blue bike and then the next line's helmet, or if it's baby blue bike helmet. And then biker's clothing. So strangely enough, everything you wrote down right there has been found, apparently. So I know that they found a bike, if that's what that means. They found a helmet, that was a personal item. And then biker's clothing, if you remember, there was I don't know if it was biker's clothing, but there was a shirt found all around the same area. Everything Barry wrote down that they should be looking for, instead of writing down the characteristics and the physical traits of your wife, you're writing down that stuff. So should be looking for that. They found that. Maybe you should have wrote down what she looked like, and they might have found her. That guy. So what do y'all think happened? I would like to know in the comments. We've been seeing a lot of selling of things. A lot of crazy legal things happening since this all started. And it all comes down to these legal maneuvers are ending up Barry's getting a lot of money. He even went around the law kind of to, besides, okay, let's look at it like this. If he would have got divorced from Suzanne, he would have only had half of what he has now. That's crazy. If he went and got a guardianship, like what, 14 days or something after Suzanne went missing, he applied for guardianship in Indiana. And everybody said, well, he can't sell her house in Colorado because of this law and this law. Well, he got around all that, and this is how he did it. When he got guardianship in Indiana, he went and applied for it to get transferred to Colorado, and that's exactly what happened. It's crazy. District Court, Salida. I mean, you can look this stuff up. It's crazy. I mean, how does he know all this stuff? Wow. All right. So there was another video on the show. Real quick. Okay. You're going to like this one.
Rescue crews have been combing an area west of Maysville in Chaffee County, searching for a woman who disappeared while on a bike ride. And now the sheriff is setting up a tip line. Denver 7's Lance Hernandez is asking questions in Chaffee County tonight.
The Chaffee County Sheriff re-evaluating the search for a missing Maysville woman. They've been looking in the area along Highway 50 and County Road 225, but so far that search has been fruitless. Today, deputies blocked off the entrance to the missing woman's neighborhood. The sheriff saying very little about the case. Here's what we know. On Sunday, a neighbor called 911 and said 49-year-old Suzanne Morphew had gone for a bike ride and failed to return. Search and rescue teams have been out in this area daily, but have found no trace of the missing woman. I talked with residents of the Monarch Spur RV Park.
It's just very concerning. I mean, we do have a lot of wildlife in the area, so it's concerning that she's been gone for so long now. But we're praying.
The mountain trails themselves seem like they're pretty safe and everything, so it just makes me wonder about the wildlife.
There are many unanswered questions. Did Morphew go off a mountain road while on her bike? Was she abducted? Might she have encountered a wild predator? When I asked the sheriff if there was reason to suspect foul play, he replied, I can't answer that. We are searching and investigating. He did say he plans to set up a tip line. Nearby residents say that's a good idea.
I'm a little freaked out with the COVID and then a lady just disappearing like that. I'm really going to keep an eye on my kitty cats.
What? I'm really going to keep an eye on my kitty cat. That's hilarious. Oh. All right. So, I don't know if a lot of you know this, but back in October, I went to Salida, and I just kind of snuck in there. I went by myself, which in hindsight, that probably wasn't the best idea. But I did. It was a pretty interesting experience. I got confronted by the neighbors. The one that called, Jean Ritter, she was the one that called 911 when Suzanne went missing, and her and her husband. I was flying a drone over by their house and by Barry's house, and he didn't like it. He came and told me I was on private property, which I know I wasn't, but he tried to claim I was. And then I was getting ready to leave anyway. So I said, well, I'm leaving anyways. And then they started, they just sat there kind of. And I was like, well, what the heck? They just kind of watching me, wanting me to, I guess, leave. But so I took my time. It's just, I don't like people, you know, I don't like people telling me like when I can and can't leave somewhere. I know it's probably just being stubborn, but hold on. Anyway, I had some, that happened, and then I left for a while, and then I decided, well, I'm gonna come back. Hold on, I'm gonna play this. I just decided I didn't get enough footage, so I was gonna go back. So I went on the other side, down where Suzanne went missing, actually, and that's about a half a mile from the Morphew house. Anyway, and I flew the drone over there, and it was really windy, and I was really nervous, and so I got some good footage, and I want to show you guys some of it. Salida is a beautiful place. So is Maysville, that area. But let me put it. Well, what do you know? Look what I ran into. I forget about what's in these videos. I don't watch them. So just FYI, a lady in one of these stores told me that S Mountain used to be a volcano. So I don't care about that volcano business. So. All right, here's Maysville. This is over the Morphews house. So I didn't know this at the time, because when I went to check to see if Barry was home, he wasn't home. And then in the meantime, when I was talking to those people, they must have called him and told him I was flying a drone over. But you can see Barry, like there's his truck, and he's walking over there. I don't know if you can see my cursor, but he's walking right over there. So watch, you can see him a little bit when he starts walking. Oh, well, I forgot about the big arrow that points at him. The funny thing about that is, though, I didn't even know he was there, and I couldn't see it when I was flying the drone. And I got back to the hotel room, and I saw that, and it freaked me out because I was only about a half a mile from his house. Weird. I want to point something out that I just noticed. So right here, that area where it looks dark, or you tried to put some sod or something. So somebody pointed this out somewhere and posted some pictures of it. Now I can't see the, oh, right here. So that's what it used to look like. No sod, nothing. And then after Suzanne went missing, it's turned into that. So just a little side note. I've gotten better with the drone. I'm real jerky with this one, but I've gotten a little bit better. I'm going to repost this, by the way. I haven't yet, but I will. Yeah, this is weird because I didn't know he was home, and I'm like flying down in his backyard. He's probably looking out the window at me, or at the drone, I mean. That was really interesting because it went down here, and then there's like a swing and stuff down here by the river. And that river's just right in their backyard. Small, but uh-oh, sorry. Trying to get to a certain... I wanted to show you all this part of it, where I'm driving with it strapped to the hood of my car. Gives you a little bit of view of the area. It's almost overwhelming how vast it is out there, and like you're like looking for a needle in a haystack searching for somebody. This is the supposed private property that I was on, according to Mr. Ritter. Look at that pretty stuff, man. Leaves flying everywhere. I loved it over there. Like, at least to look at. I was just looking all over out there. I ran into this, I didn't run into it, but came to this gate that I couldn't get through, so I had to turn around and go back. She really could be anywhere, guys. I mean, golly. So this is going to go up by the Ritter's house. This might have been private property, but I did this before I talked to them, so. Maybe this is what they didn't like. They saw me doing this. To orient you to where I'm at, the Morphew house would be to the left of where the camera is. And the Ritter's house is right there, into this. They really literally live within walking distance of each other. They seem like really jumpy people too. I guess you would be jumpy if there was a guy living there that's just, a lot of people think that he was responsible for this, living right next door to you. Speed this up. Oh yeah, this is where I don't want to speed it up now because I know what's coming next. I kind of forget what's in these videos because I don't really go back and watch. I never watch the lives again. I don't watch them after I do them. It's just weird for me. But here's their house right here. See, this is when I drove up here. This was before I flew the drone. I wanted to see if he was home. His truck's not there. Right up to the right up there, the trailer for the Bobcat's up there, but the Bobcat wasn't there. So I'm not sure where that was. a minute, I'll point out where Suzanne, her bike was found. If I recorded it, I don't remember. I'm sure I did, but on this video. Pretty haunting music. Man, this is a really pretty place. Too bad such a tragic thing happened there. There's a lot of nice houses up there. So right up here, if you took a left, it goes up to Foose's Creek. I went up there too. There's a little, God, that music's loud. So here's County Road 225. This is, God, shut up, music. Turn that down or something. Good grief, I didn't know it was that loud. So it's up here. Hopefully I'll be able to point it out. Going pretty fast. Well, of course I'm going to stop or something. Okay, back up. Here it is. Start it again. After the bend, I believe. Yeah, because here's where, right here is where, up here at this bridge anyway, is where Tyson met Barry. And then Barry said, let me show you what happened. And he walked him up this way while Shirley followed him in the truck. And it's right around here. See that pink thing right there? That's where her bike was found, right down there. Crazy. So you saw how far it was from their house. Not very far. She didn't make it far, if that's what you want to say happened, and here's the 50, I think. Oh yeah, I remember that. I still have that, it's right there. It's hanging right there. God, it makes me sad. There's US 50. Gives you a little bit of idea where this place is and what it looks like. I mean, you look out here and it's almost overwhelming. You see all the trees and everything, and you're like, golly, how you can ever find her? That's literally what I thought when I first went down County Road 225, and I stopped and I looked around, and I even said it in one of the camera clips that I didn't put in these videos, that it's overwhelming. You almost think it's impossible that you'll ever find her. So right here, I'm going to prove something right now. So right here is where I went in there, and the Ritters said that it was private property, and there were signs. The only thing, there are those little cones. This is one of the things Linda mentioned in one of her videos, the triangle. Oh yeah. RV park. I believe this is the one that she was talking about. Talking about Linda on It's a Crime. Yeah. Was talking about this RV park. Oh yeah. All right, one more thing. I didn't know I was going to get into all this, but I'm glad I saw this. This stuff's really interesting. All right, this is Poncha Springs, and I'll show you where Barry lives. There's me down there. See that black spot? That's me flying the drone. Wait a minute. Skip the part where Barry's house. The triangle. This is really pretty right here. you get views you wouldn't get usually just when you have a drone to fly. It's pretty amazing. I crashed the heck out of that drone when I went to Arizona. It was flipped upside down, spinning in the dirt. I was trying to get to it, and the rocks were shooting at me like somebody's shooting a pellet gun at me or something. I got all jacked up. So, like, hold on. Okay, right there. I don't know if you all can see. I don't know if you can see this cursor or not. But that's Barry's condo right there. I don't know if I get any closer than this. Apparently not. There's me again, my rental vehicle. All right. It's really sad that it's been, October, November, December, January, February, March, 5 months since I've been there. Nothing's really changed except Barry sold his house. That's pretty much it. Really sad. All right. Well, I'm at an hour and a half. I got a lot more stuff to talk about. So I'm going to have to wait till part 2, though. But, and if I want to clarify something, I know I kind of got all over Mystic Firefly and said, I can do my own research, but I do. I love doing my own research, but I do also get help from other people. Sometimes they offer me stuff, but I don't hardly ever go to other people's pages or whatever she said. I really don't even know where her page was, but I do get messages a lot from people, and you guys, I don't want to make it sound like I do everything myself, because I do have a lot of people that give me different information, and I didn't want to discount that. And I believe Mystic Firefly at one time gave me some information about Trevor. I don't know. That's what she said, and that could be true. But yeah, I haven't creeped on her page or anything. That just kind of rubbed me the wrong way, because when you work at something to try to do something good, and then somebody comes and says that stuff, it kind of rubbed me the wrong way. I don't want to harp on it or anything, but I also just wanted to clarify that I appreciate people that do help me and don't do that. So I saw there was a message on here that said part 2, when's that going to be? Next week. I also want to tell y'all that I got I did some phone calls right before I got on the air, and I would play them, but I got to edit some stuff out, like I did in the other one where I blur it out and put censored on there so nobody sees phone numbers. But these are pretty funny. I can tell you, I called one of the Morphews and got their voicemail, and I left a pretty long voice message, and that's pretty interesting. And then I called another person that answered, and I got to talk to them, and that was pretty funny. So anyway, so I'm welcome for any of you that has different information. Don't feel like you're going to offend me or anything if you correct me on anything, because I get stuff wrong sometimes, believe it or not. I get a lot of stuff wrong, and I forget what days things happen or whatever. So, but I've been trying to keep really good notes, and I've been trying to keep things organized. And yeah, I wish I could answer more questions. Maybe I can answer a few, but man, it's going long here. So here's one. It says, did Suzanne have cancer? Yeah, Suzanne did have cancer, but she had just been right before she disappeared. I don't know right before, but a little time before, she had just beaten cancer again. She's had it twice. She had it when she was younger, and then she had it again. And yeah, she's beaten it. So anyway, so good question. I mean, I always assume people know more than, that know everything about the case, but a lot of times people come in and they don't know everything about the case, which is understandable. And that's why um, I try to explain a little bit about it before I talk about it. One reason I do that is because um, some people, including Tiffany, said sometimes I go on there and um, I don't even know what you guys are talking about. So anyway, this by far is my favorite avatar for somebody. I love that because Bob Ross is awesome. He's like the Mr. Rogers of painting. I always loved watching his shows. So good. So I'm looking through the comments. I'm seeing Gonzo. I saw Gonzo's name. Where's he at? Do you know any more about Shoshona? Daniel, yeah. I've been talking to a friend of hers, and I asked this friend. I started getting some conflicting information from other sources than what this friend was telling me. So I reached out to him and I said, "Hey, can you send me something that proves that you are friends with?" Because the things he was telling me, I believed him, but I wanted some further proof. He sent me enough information that I know for a fact that he's friends with her, and he's claiming she's denying ever having a relationship with him. So I believe him at this point. I don't know why I shouldn't. I haven't seen anything to the contrary. When I do, I'll admit that I was wrong if that happens, which I don't know if it ever will. But yeah, yeah, we should be able to. But apparently, people are people and humans still, and not everybody gets along. I'm just going to say that. And um, all we can do is just, keep focus on what we're supposed to be doing. Like I lost focus today during the show because that rubbed me the wrong way, and I should have just let it go and not ignored it. But anyway, so no, I don't think that we can all get along. Unfortunately, not all the time. Oh, Leanne, you're on your second bout of cancer, but life is beautiful. I'm sorry to hear that. I hope everything goes well for you. My stepmother, when she was younger, when I was younger, when her and my dad kind of were newly married, she had cancer, and she's been cancer free for like over 20 years, thankfully. But yeah, it was rough. The roughest part of it, I think, besides being scared that she wouldn't make it through it, was seeing the look on my dad's face and how scared he was, and that was terrible. You to just see him go through that and hurt. Well, some people say, does Barry really have a new girlfriend this soon after? Some people say he does. I don't know. I'm not convinced that he does. Personally, the girls should want to leave Colorado altogether after what happened to their mother. Don't they miss Indiana? Now more than ever, regardless, staying in an area of who harmed Suzanne. I mean, well, I mean, they could be living in the same house with the person who harmed Suzanne. So, I mean, are they going to move with him? I'm just reading some of these, but oh, so give us a little more tonight. Okay. Let me see what else I got. I'll give you a little bit more and then I gotta go. One reason is because I gotta go to the bathroom really bad. I know you probably don't want to hear that, but let me see what else I got that I didn't go over. Oh, let me look in my little thing here. I gotta look in my where I got the pictures and stuff. Maybe I'll have something in there I could share. So, if you see Martin in the comments, he sent me these, which I thought were super interesting. Let me get the. Sorry, I got to take your comment off there, Hannah. So this is pretty interesting. We were talking about the beach property, and he sent me these today. He sent me screenshots of them because I couldn't get them to work in Excel. But he said, if Suzanne was last seen on Thursday by the bike guy, and I was going to talk about him, but I didn't yet. So says that doesn't give Barry a lot of time to kill and prepare her for burial. Okay, this is just theories, guys. Don't get crazy if you don't believe that Barry had anything to do with it. We know that he was at the beach site on Friday most of the afternoon and evening and possibly night. We know that he was there Saturday morning with Morgan. We also know that he was seen in town all afternoon shopping. Well, I mean, we've heard that, and we don't know that, but that's what she said. So what do we have left Saturday evening to Sunday evening to dispose of her remains? Where? So I'm not going to read the rest of it, but I mean, these are good illustrations, what he did here, what could have happened, you know? It's pretty interesting. Sad, but I mean, they might have been digging in the wrong spot when they searched that place, apparently, because you could see the arrow there pointing to where he was said this would have probably happened. But I thought that was really interesting, Martin. I might have called you Marvin earlier, but I meant Martin. Anyway, that's all I got, guys. I really wish I could stay on here and answer a bunch of questions. I am going to have a show pretty soon where it'll be strictly Q&As from you guys, you know. I'm also going to have a show soon because we got a lot of people. I've got a lot of subscribers and viewers that can't watch lives because they're in the UK and I have them so late. It's like in the middle of the night there. So I'm going to have one like at noon sometime so I can do it for when they're awake. I just want to give back to them for supporting me from all the way across the ocean. So anyway, so coming up, if you haven't liked or if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do that. I forgot to update the board, but I think I'm at like 1460 or something. So that's pretty cool. I haven't looked today, but I'm in the process of getting monetized, so that's good too. I want to make some trips coming up, so I might have some kind of contest or something like that to try to raise some funds to go some places to get some footage. So yeah, I would like to go to Salida when they have that vigil, but I'm not sure I'll be able to make it, but hopefully. Anyway, what I got coming up is Weekend rundown. I usually do those on Saturdays. Put a video out on Saturday. There are a couple of times I had to do it on Sunday because I got so busy. But also have that cold call thing I did today. That's kind of like a little comedy relief. It's comedy relief until that somebody actually answers and I get to ask them a serious question. And I'm looking forward to that day, but it hasn't happened yet. So except for, certain people I call answer, and I'm not going to ask certain people serious questions. You'll see what I'm talking about. But anyway, yeah, that's all I got, guys, for tonight. Share this stuff too. I mean, there's a lot of people out there. I noticed I was watching a little bit of Tyson's live last night, and I noticed in the comments somebody said they asked where I was, and they can't find my channel, which that stinks that they can't find it. But I tried to comment, but it was too late when I tried. So, yeah, spread it around if you don't mind, if you like what you see. So I got to go, guys. My eyeballs are floating. All right. Thanks, guys. I appreciate you. And I'll see you next time. Adios.